and gentlemen, would you please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
Game time, NBA, slamming ops like MMA in the octagon. When I'm about to rhyme, I drop a young 8 like it's mama time. Then 8 more, that's a Paul Gasol, they gon' say, whoa, that bar's raw. Got a fast break straight to the hole, drop the last 8 plus 24. When there's plenty more where that came from. Better know the flow grade A1, and I'm ambidextrous, AI. They can plan to exit, they can't hide. I got hands in the fight like Nate, whether I know your mans and I might think they better, but they ain't never. They featherweight, treble clever, heavyweight in every state, never delegate. My team the greatest from the NYC to Vegas. Now that I'm in the game, I see the A-list. None of them can't quite see me, they wish. I'm raising the bar. You players ain't raking and taking up space at the bar when we drinking. I'm calling the play. You balling the ball, we balling the day. We going all the way. We're taking off from here. Watch us we go. Ain't no one blocking nor stopping. We know we making every shot that we throw. Watch us we go. Going all the way. You know we coming, going all the way. Up to something, going all the way. You can't ignore it, going all the way. You can't ignore it, going all of the way. My team got names like stepping in it. You shouldn't even think about stepping in it. And when
What is good? What is good? What is really, really good, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy, James, a.k.a. Hollywood J Black, live in the building once again. Damn near forgot my name because I'm so hyped. It is Wednesday, so you know what that means. It is time for the Ovatyme Sports Show, and I got my mans, my main man, my big man, Big M.F.ing Syn in the building. What is good, sir? How you doing this evening?
I would be doing a lot better if the WWE and Facebook were not trying to silence me.
Are you saying, sir, that I mean, it's not like WWE got offended a little bit because a little 45-second snippet of a half of a Titantron appeared in a random video game video and it subsequently banned the Sinful Black Gaming page. That would never happen in any normal world, would it?
Actually, not only did they ban the Sinful Black Gaming page, they also banned my personal page, my messenger, and the amazing part about this is the exact same videos go up on YouTube, who bans every fucking thing. YouTube has not sent me one goddamn notice saying that they were copyrighting the video. So Facebook, I got one question. You can't silence me. Watch, tomorrow you're going to be muted, but you can't silence me right now. What the fuck?
You know, Facebook did what you've been doing to me, you know, just exited you out. That's what they did.
Facebook should get this shit to me.
They said, ban, nigga. Bam.
That's how I am on Facebook right now. Is that?
Oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, good thing the software goes beyond Facebook memes because now we are live and direct on the Ovatyme Sports Show. And it's all the way Wednesday, so you know what that means. We got plenty of sports to talk about. Tonight is game.
Wait. Hold on. One good thing did come of this, though.
What came of this, sir?
What came of this is tomorrow night we're having a little Halloween get together at my boss's house.
There you go.
And they asked me to pick up some alcohol.
There you go.
I go to Smith's. I grab a bottle of that new Jack's Apple.
Ooh,
Jack Daniel's Apple.
Yeah.
I go up. I put my NyQuil up there because I got a little phlegm shit going on right now and
of course
whatnot. I put it up there. She rings up my aspirin.
Mm-hmm.
She rings up the NyQuil, but for some reason it doesn't pop up on the scanner.
Lovely. Okay.
She throws it in the bag. She takes the bottle of alcohol, takes the little security thing off the top, puts it in the bag. I got all 3 items for $2.99. She's
like, "Oh fuck this!"
She's like, "Homie, you look like you having a bad day."
Yeah, pretty much.
I got you.
NyQuil, alcohol and shit. Yep. Fuck this. Here you go. Have a good day, sir. Have a wonderful evening, guy. You know what I mean? Yes. So I'm glad that the night wasn't a horrible shit show because we're gonna need you nice and hype. I told you we got a few things we got to talk about. Something that you're currently watching on your television right now, sir, which is Game 7.
Washington Nationals are up 1-0 in the fourth. We're going
Already.
into the 5th.
Game 7 of the
Wait,
World
no.
Series.
I'm wrong. The Nationals are not up. The Astros are up 1-0 going into the 5th.
Oh, geez, they need to hurry up. The Nationals need to come up and win this. I mean, as much as the city of Houston probably somewhat maybe needs this, no.
No, I want Houston to win. You know why?
Why?
Because Washington is in the Phillies division and they don't deserve shit.
Wow. I want the Washington Nationals to win simply because this will complete the story of once they got rid of their best and highest paid player. What? What did I do? Why you got to give me the middle finger? I didn't do nothing to you.
You're talking about the face of MLB 19, the face of the Philadelphia Phillies franchise at this moment. Bryce, God love him, Harper, who did not fall off a cliff like Chris fucking Brown or whatever the fuck his name is from Chicago, the dude from here in Vegas, who fell off a cliff faster than fucking me rolling off that motherfucker. Faster than Facebook was like, get the fuck out of here, Phil. Get out of here.
Hey, I mean, it's not like Bryce Harper is a legitimate star. I mean, I'm not gonna say that, okay? Bryce Harper is the truth. He's good. He's great. He deserves that big of a contract, I guess, in the non-salary cap era that is Major League Baseball.
Well,
However,
we see what Sam Bradford got from the cheap ass NFL.
I mean, you're not lying. I mean,
hold on. We see what the New York Knicks gave Julius Randle. Are you really going to be mad at Bryce Harper what he got paid?
No, not at all, actually.
Exactly.
So
move on, sir. Move on.
Everybody talks about Sam Bradford, right? But nobody wants to talk about how Albert Haynesworth fleeced just one team because he got cut from that team and still they had to pay him his whole $100 million.
Yeah, and it's funny because he went to New England, only played 2 games, and New England didn't have to pay him shit.
Exactly. The New England's like, let me show you how to sign somebody to a contract, okay? Let me show you.
Here's how we sign this. You're still paying him. He's going to play for us.
Albert, it's so bad when one person is so bad that you literally cut him out of everything. Like we'd rather pay you $100 million and take the salary cap hit for the next 6 years as opposed to paying you this money. Okay, I mean, as opposed to having you on the football field. Here's $100 million. No buyout, nothing. They just cut him. Well, what about the $100 million? Here's a fucking briefcase. Get the fuck out of my stadium. That's the Albert Haynesworth saga in a nutshell, okay? And then the Patriots really showed that he really wasn't worth shit. And then they're like, here's your NFL minimum. Oh, you didn't even perform to the NFL minimum standards. Get the fuck out. And then it ends Albert Haynesworth's career. And that the Albert Haynesworth saga in a nutshell.
Right, so speaking of ending things, the 2 games this week that probably should have been flexed out of where they're respectively playing.
Yeah.
That was the Thursday night game and the Monday night game.
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, you know what's funny? I will
say this.
Yeah.
The Miami Dolphins showed some fight.
You mean up until they did engage they called the play from Madden? You know, that's
No, I'm talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick getting screwed on the first down he actually got by using his legs. That's what I'm talking about. You've seen how angry Mr. Flores was. That showed me that he's actually trying, but the team is not.
Oh no. Let me explain something to you. They called Engage 8, okay?
I know what they call, James. I played it on Madden. Hell, you called it against me on Madden. I did the exact same thing the fucking Steelers did to the fucking Dolphins.
All right, so we knew that it was stupid from 7 years ago, and yet seemingly they thought this was a fucking good idea.
You know why? And this is why. This is why they went out and they called the Los Angeles Rams and said, listen, we want your defensive captain, Akeem Talib. And the Rams were like, this nigga on injury reserve. All right, here, take him in the salary. Have a good day.
It's all bad. Listen, I'm going to be dead honest with you. I was all in. I think that the Dolphins really wanted to show that they were capable of winning with Ryan Fitzpatrick, and then they proved that by being up 17-3. And I said, "All right, boys, let's take the rest of the way. It's no big deal. Let's just keep rolling."
Now, this is where I get mad because I look at the TV. I'm like, "Holy shit! The Dolphins are 14-0. I don't have to pick Atlanta no more. They can just hold this lead." And just like Facebook, the Dolphins shit on me.
So I'll make you a deal. I'll make you a deal right now, live on the Ovatyme Sports Show, live for all the podcasts here. Oh, which, by the way, is going to now be on iHeartRadio. That's right. The Ovatyme Sports Show is now on iHeartRadio, which means that we have taken over 10 out of the 11 major podcast networks. We have one more to go, and I just sent the email begging you, please put the Ovatyme Sports Show, download our show. We're so special. Watch us, Debbie, please. And maybe
are we on Pandora?
Yes, we are on Pandora. But Pandora steals it from Anchor, so technically it's on Anchor. So then there you go. All right, so we have that. So we got one left, which is Luminary.
So what that means, people, fellow gamers out there, when you're playing a game on the PS4 and the content of that game is boring, like the story, like that game Vampire, here's what you do. You go on Pandora, you look up Sinful Black Entertainment, you look up the Ovatyme Sports Show, and we will do our crazy talk to you while you're playing Vampire.
Yeah, and if you're on the PS4, which is also pretty awesome too, by the way.
What I just said.
Yeah, you can open up your little Spotify joint, and bam, guess what? Ovatyme Sports Show on Spotify. We got you. We are everywhere. We are invading. Now, let's get back to the lecture at hand. So, I'm making you this deal.
I already deleted the Miami-Pittsburgh game because I said what I said about it, so it's done now.
All right, so I'm making you a deal. You ready for this deal? I will. You can stop betting on Atlanta when Miami wins a football game this season.
So week 14, when they play the Bengals and they're both 0-15.
I mean, don't the Dolphins play somebody that they might steal a game from this week?
Let me find out. Hold on.
I think when I was looking at the schedule on the office pool, I could have swore that the Dolphins were playing somebody that they're not so much an underdog against.
I mean, they already lost their bye week, so that's another L. So, all right, while I'm looking this up, go ahead and start talking about the Redskins-Vikings game.
Hold on, I got to get to the NBA first before we start doing that real quick. I gotta review you look that up. I'm gonna review the NBA real quick. So for those that don't know, living under a rock, last week was week 1 of all the NBA action.
The Dolphins are playing the Jets.
Oh yeah, that's a winnable game.
Okay, I will take that bet.
Okay, there you go. See, now we're back in business. So NBA action is good. Big Syn got his team, which is the Brooklyn Nets, who have Kyrie Irving. Now, they're looking like last year's New Orleans Hornets. I mean, New Orleans Pelicans. I said Hornets. They're looking like New Orleans.
About 40, but we're going to give up about 50.
That's right. That's the Pelicans, baby, all day long. All day. And so that's what Brooklyn is. Kyrie Irving looking like the MVP. If they were winning games, you'd have to consider Kyrie the MVP this season. He's just playing out of his mind. 2 things I'm surprised at. One, that the Russell Westbrook James Harden pairing is actually working.
After they got into it in the very first game.
True, but that's all it takes. But didn't I call it? I said it on the Twitter. I said it's going to work. It's going to work this season. I promise you, because they have the
Golden State Warriors are going to make the playoffs tonight.
They will. Fifth, I told you, 6th seed. They're the 5th or 6th best team in the Western.
I told you they'll only make the playoffs if they're in the Eastern Conference.
They're going to make the playoffs. I tell you what, if they don't make the playoffs, I will buy you a Kyrie Irving jersey. If the Warriors don't make the playoffs, I will get you a Kyrie Irving jersey, sir. But the other thing that we want to talk about, we got Lakers and LeBron. That's actually starting to work out better than it was before. They had to get rid of them first game jitters. The no Zion for the beginning of the season, at least for the next 8 weeks, which that kind of purges the excitement away. And then finally, the one thing that I am impressed about is that the East looks pretty even. Like, everybody was talking about Philadelphia was going to run away with this, Boston was going to run away with this. I don't believe anybody's just going to run away with it. I believe they're going to be fight hard, and eventually they're going to lose to the Clippers. Like, it's going to be an exciting Eastern Conference playoff. It's going to be full of thrills, chills, and spills, and then Kawhi Leonard's going to sweep them in 4. So there you go. That's what the NBA is right now until everything changes. I'm going to bring a little bit more stuff probably later on this week.
Keep talking about it for a little bit. I'm doing my totals from this week real quick.
Okay. Also want to talk about real quick. We got to talk about yesterday in the World Series in Game 6, one of the most egregious calls in Major League history, playoff history, where I don't know if anybody knows how the rules of baseball go, but if you're supposed to be within a certain range on the line when you're running up the line for first base. You can't veer too far out. You can't veer too far in when your initial run. Well, you have some leeway in your initial run, but by the time you get to the plate, you have to be on the line heading towards the plate, and you can't impede the what's his name, the guy on first base trying to catch the ball.
It's called the first baseman.
Well, you know what I mean. Anyways, so the guy didn't necessarily run into the first baseman. He wasn't in his path and didn't prevent him from getting the ball. It just so happened that whoever threw the first baseman the ball threw it ever so shittingly that it ended up outside some parameter area. But yet, when it happened, they called the guy out when the guy was clearly safe. They tried to review it, but it's an unreviewable play, so I don't know why they reviewed it to begin with. It's just like wasting everybody's time for about 5-10 minutes in a baseball game where they're trying to speed up how baseball works to begin with. But no, I digress. But
right. I'm done.
You're done? All right, so the manager got ejected, but the Washington Nationals still won. So, Big Syn, World Series update, what does it look like?
It is top of the 5th. Houston is still up 1-0.
We are still bored, ladies and gentlemen, but things might change.
So last week, me and Mr. Black both tied in our records. We both went 11-4, so we're back on the upkick.
That's right, baby.
So putting our season totals at myself with 66 wins, 41 losses, and 1 tie, and Mr. Black's totals at 67 wins, 40 losses, and 1 tie. Quit picking so many games the same as me, but it seems as though when we pick them opposite, we break even. So it looks like we're going to be a game behind again.
Well, you know, this is actually going to separate the men's from the boys this week. But we'll talk about that on Friday night.
All right, so let's talk about the Thursday night game. We had the Washington Redskins at the Minnesota Vikings. The Redskins defense has life, but then Case Keenum suffers a concussion.
Yep. And then they turned it over to Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins is a rookie. You can probably guess what happened after that.
The third pass he threw was picked off.
It's that Brett Favre syndrome, I'll tell you that much. But, I mean, Dwayne Haskins shows a lot of promise, right? I like the dude. He has a good arm. But I agree with Jay Gruden's assessment at the beginning of the season that he's just not ready to be an NFL quarterback. I still think that is the case. I think that nobody's really cultivated him, that nobody's really just like taking him under his wing. And now that Washington is.
The main problem was when Gruden was there is he did not want Dwayne Haskins.
Well, of course not. I don't know what he wanted.
The owner forced Dwayne Haskins on him.
Well, that's because the Washington Redskins stole Dwayne Haskins by giving the Giants Daniel Jones. You know what happened. Like, hey, Mara, we're gonna draft Daniel Jones before Dwayne Haskins. We think he's a better prospect. No, the fuck you not. We drafted him. We gonna draft him. And
guess what? Even though the Giants are losing, he still looks at 10 times better than Dwayne Haskins.
Well, that's because his coach actually fucking believes in him. I mean, shit. I mean, the whole NFL believes in. Well, let me rephrase that. the Giants believe in Daniel Jones, and I think that's what helps things. And Redskins, nobody even believes in the Redskins. So
the Vikings won that game. And now we're going to move on to another team whose quarterback doesn't believe in his coaching. We have Joe Flacco in the Denver Broncos. Joe Flacco blaming everything on the coaches again at the Indianapolis Colts, where Adam Vinatieri missed 3 field goals, but then nailed the game winner. Is he the greatest clutch kicker of all time?
I mean, he would have to be at this point. And I mean, let's call a spade a spade. He's
not having a good season.
No kicker in the NFL is having a good season that's not named Justin Tucker. Okay? The Patriots just cut Mike Nugent.
All because he missed a field goal and had one blocked against Cleveland.
I mean, this has been the worst.
Like, the Patriots are like, get out.
So, all right. So to put this in perspective, okay, since 1995, there has been three seasons with more than 100 field goals missed in more than 100 field goals missed in the playoffs. I mean, not playoffs. In extra points, so missed extra points and missed field goals. It's only happened 3 times. Today, this year, as it stands, we have already missed 121 field goals and extra points, and we're only halfway through the season, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so. And I know a bunch of those came out the foot of Steven Gostkowski.
Yeah.
Because he was playing with a cracked hip. So everything was going to the left.
Yeah.
The kicking game is shit. Oh, man. It's hard to explain. But here we have Joe Flacco. Our coaching sucks. They didn't call the right plays. They don't have that killer instinct. Yada, yada, yada. Oh, yeah. I'm out for the next 5 weeks of my career. Might be over because I have a herniated disc in my neck.
Well, he played the last 2 games with said herniated disc and exacerbated it, made it worse, which is why he's been throwing like shit. But here's the bigger problem. Oh, here's the bigger question, I should say. Is he wrong?
I don't see this as being Nick Fangio's fault.
Really? So, you know me. Vic Fangio, I am a huge fan of, okay?
No, I'm going to say whose fault it is, and I've said it all season. It is John Elway's fault for treating this team like a fucking used car lot and selling all of his valuable pieces for fucking nothing, all because he was a 6'4" quarterback who he thinks has a strong arm.
Well, all right, so even at that, I really don't even think he cares about that anymore. Because look, he went from broken Peyton Manning. I think he still thinks that this is what year did they win the Super Bowl? 2014? 2013?
Something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, so I think he still thinks that this is 2013, and he thinks that he's proven that he can win a Super Bowl with a half-ass quarterback because Brock Osweiler got him into the playoffs. Peyton Manning rode the defense all the way through the Super Bowl. Exactly, right? And we see that Brock Osweiler, he retired. He's obviously never was the same quarterback after he left Denver. And even when he came back to Denver, wasn't the same quarterback. He got cut halfway through last year. And then now we have we have. I don't even know who the hell's on their team. I know that Brandon Allen is starting this week.
Yeah, Brandon Allen is starting, and they have
They have Drew Lock, but Drew Lock,
and I think Drew Lock has potential.
But Drew Lock's out for the year now. You hear about that one?
And that's why Brandon Allen is starting.
So picture this now. This man could have had several different quarterbacks. I know several different quarterbacks. I'm not going to mention his name, but there are several different quarterbacks outside of that person that they could have gotten. Okay?
No, Vince, since you're giving me a break with the Dolphins this week, I'm going to give you your one per list. Go ahead and say his name.
The freaking Denver Broncos could have signed Colin Kaepernick. Hold on, I missed comments here. Hey, what's up, Brian? What's good? He's trying to have no major input on the NFL season. He hasn't watched this shit this year. What are you talking about masturbation? Do you see? This is what happened. He goes. First of all, Brian, congratulations on your engagement. Nobody's masturbating on live television. Okay, it's not the type of podcast that we run here. Okay, we have class. We have dignity. We have some guy on the right hand side of me, just slanging his John. What's good, Mr. Di, Miss Lady Di? How you doing? Hope you're doing good. But This is the worst. Did you see Mark Schlereth's comments on the Denver Broncos? Did you happen to see
very pro Denver? Yes.
Yeah, he buried John Elway. Like, he buried. Let me see if I can pull up the audio for this real quick.
So, in my opinion, in my honest opinion,
yeah,
when this season is over, John Elway should not have a job. Joe Flacco should not have a job. Vic Fangio should not get fired.
No, I don't. See, the problem is not. The problem is not Broncos. All right. Let me see. All right, you ready for this one? I got you. We gotta take. I'm gonna see if I can find the. I don't want to take the whole thing. I'm gonna try to see if I can play the first part. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can get to the good shit.
No, you don't want to get copyright claimed.
Huh?
You don't want to get copyright claimed.
No, but I exactly. I don't want to take no thing. But we're gonna try and find this. I probably should have booted this up, and I apologize. But hold on, just to see Mark Schlereth ether this dude. There we go. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's bring this up on the screen. Yeah, exacerbated, Brian. Exacerbated, not masturbated. See, you see what's on his mind. Ever since he got engaged, he just wants to hump something. See, that's his problem. See, he's just a big humper. Oh. Mother humper. Hey, I miss Mother Humper.
He's just preparing for the married life. You know, after you put the ring on it, you don't get pussy no more.
Very true. All right, let's go. We're gonna play this excerpt from this. Let's see. Y'all ready for this? Let me go. I'll play it for you. Go on mute, sir.
I am.
Yeah. Do I trust him to fix what's gone? No. I mean, how did he fix it in the first place? He found himself a unicorn, right? Peyton Manning. That guy's a unicorn. That guy takes a dump. It's a rainbow swirl comes out. I mean, he found it.
He doesn't get credit for that?
Sure, he gets credit for that. And Peyton Manning makes up for a multitude of sins. Guess what? All the quarterbacks he's gone after so far don't make up for a multitude of sins. And there are sins all over this football team. This football team lacks depth. They lack talent. They lack grit. They lack toughness. You name it. They don't have it. That's where they are right now. They haven't had an offensive line that's worth a squirt of urine in 5 years.
Yay! What show we doing?
Okay. So I'm just telling you, you run 72. I can't even say his name. You run 72 out there every week who tackles every player that he goes against, who has no idea what he's doing, that makes 5 mental mistakes a game in the ultimate meritocracy, and you think you can continue to run him out and not every guy in that locker room's pissed off? Why is he on our team? Why is he playing? Why does he get this opportunity? I wouldn't get this opportunity. I wouldn't get 17 games or 3 seasons worth of crap to fix my junk. Like, no other guy gets that. Why does he get it? Because he's my first-round pick, and I'm going to prove that I was right. That doesn't – no. Do I trust it? No, I don't. All right.
So, you've seen it. You've heard it.
So, since Mark Schlereth didn't know the man's name, the man he's talking about is Garrett Bowles, who leads the league in holding calls this season.
Yes, it's he said everything that I could ever imagine saying.
You know, Mark Schlereth, stink. I respect you, sir. And speaking of, this is the game that I said last week. It was his Achilles heel against my Achilles heel, and his Achilles heel snapped. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost to the Tennessee Titans. Ryan Fitzpatrick actually looked like a capable quarterback, whereas Jameis Winston is still serving up turnovers like Arby's.
All right, so I don't know if you saw the press conference this past week on Monday or Tuesday. I know you don't pay attention to the Bucs because according to Mark Schlereth, they're not worth a squirt of piss to you. But anyway, but what's his name? Was Bruce Arians. He didn't lambast his quarterback. Oh, no. He lambasted his receiving core. He said that the receivers left Jameis Winston on an island. They didn't follow the routes. They didn't do what they're supposed to do. I am disappointed in my receiving core. It's not Jameis Winston's fault. You know what it felt like? It felt like when Terrell Owens was saying, "That's my quarterback, man."
You know what that sounds like to me?
Yeah.
It's going to be a visual image, and it's the image of Chris Collins. We're going to talk about Patrick Mahomes. You ready?
Right.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Yes, Brian. Dude did not hold back. I definitely agree on Mark Schlereth. And but I was with this Bruce Arians thing. He is really committed to Jameis Winston. Like I've never
seen.
Why?
Because he has nothing behind Jameis, even a glimmer of hope behind Jameis.
While this is true, it's
Bruce has got to do what he's got to do. All right.
Look. Oh, and I hope you also heard that there's a pro Jameis Winston account that has been found to be owned by the GM of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How about that one?
Oh shit! They Kevin Durant it. Hell yeah!
Yeah. That pro Jameis Winston account. God damn it! Shit.
The Buccaneers are bad.
No, and Tennessee's worse. They just Ryan Tannehill. I never thought that I would say this, but Ryan Tannehill fixes a lot of hidden mistakes that the rest of the offense has. Because you know why? Because Ryan Tannehill has been running for his life so much in Miami. Is like it's not half.
He's now as fast as Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, he's not half bad now in Tennessee. So this is how this works. I mean, I'm like, fuck. I'm still trying to figure out how this fits, but it makes sense because of a conversation that me and you had. I'm not going to spill the beans on the air because I don't want anybody to ever accuse us of tampering. But it seems like that this is all going the way that is supposed to be going according to plan, Big Syn. We're going to be soothsayers. I'm telling you, but yeah, I did not expect Ryan Tannehill to play this good. Oh, guess who the cat in the podcast dragged in, sir? It is Toby. Oh, man. So at the end of the day, I don't know. I mean, I did watch a couple of those interceptions. I mean, it's sad when I have to look at interceptions and find out whose fault it is.
Like I said, but he's serving up turnovers like he's Arby's, man.
I mean,
here you go.
I mean, it's all bad.
It's all bad. Here you go.
All right, so
next up we have the return of the second best quarterback in the league, Drew Brees. Yes, Aaron Rodgers is still low to me, even though this game he had this weekend was spectacular, but it was against the shitty Chiefs defense. Drew Brees started off slow, but he eventually found his rhythm as they tore apart the Arizona Cardinals.
Are you surprised? I mean,
nope.
I look at it like this. The Arizona Cardinals, right? We know who they are. We know what they're capable of.
They can be dangerous on occasion.
Yeah, but we also know that the Saints defense has been legit since last year. It's carried into this year. But now we have to ask ourselves a question. So we have Teddy Bridgewater. He's probably going to go down as one of the greatest backups since Steve Bono. That's right. I said it. I said, Steve, I got you, babe, Bono. That's right. And he's going to come into this coming up year with getting a big fat money contract. Does this Saints team, the way that they face the adversity, because I believe in Bill Belichick. I think Bill Belichick needs to get the respect that he deserves and gets that coach of the year. However, given what's happened in New Orleans and given what Sean Payton has dealt with the injury for Drew Brees, which could have tanked their season, it could have tanked any other team's season. Do you think that Sean Payton is deserving of a possible Coach of the Year award?
Right now, my honest opinion, Bill Belichick is not the Coach of the Year.
You don't think so?
No. In my honest opinion, because Bill Belichick has so much talent on his team, he's been doing it for so long, he won't even get a nod for Coach of the Year.
But let me ask you a question then, because
no, you're going to be surprised at who I think is Coach of the Year because it's not even Sean Payton.
Who do you think the Coach of the Year is?
I think it's Kyle Shanahan right now because he took a 4-win team and he has them undefeated right now.
And you think they only at only 2 of their major draft picks are playing. But the schemes and everything are the same. The defense has turned into one of the worst units from the NFL to one of the best units in the NFL, hands down.
As far as Teddy Bridgewater goes, there is a reason. People question the Saints giving him a lot of money this past offseason. There is a reason they gave him this money because they knew what he is capable of. And they know Drew Brees is probably done after this year. Drew Brees has already said this is probably his last chance to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because he wants to ride off into the sunset with his family before he suffers any more long-term injuries or any head injuries, which he's been lucky for everyone he has never had.
Yeah. Yeah, even though he had his neck damn near clotheslined off of him in that one game back in the playoffs when NaVorro Bowman damn near killed his ass.
Come out with his fucking whole head in work. But he did not suffer a concussion. He was just fine.
Yeah.
The Saints, so over in the AFC, you really only have the Patriots, okay?
Yep.
The NFC, you got the Saints, Packers, and 49ers.
Yep.
And any one of those 3 teams can run through any of the other teams. So you guys got the Saints in a couple of weeks. That's where we're going to see what your boys are made of.
All right, so Toby says they need a swear jar for me, so every time he talks about it, says Colin Kaepernick, I need to put $1 in. It only happens one time per show.
And I give him permission to do it.
Yeah, there you go. See? I always say the man whose name I shall not say, and then he has to give me the green light. Everybody gets one like Spider-Man, okay? All right, buddy? Damn.
So the Saints are in a good place. Defensively, Sean Payton is coaching his ass off, but like I said, they're a smart organization. They would not have gave Teddy Bridgewater that money if they did not believe Teddy Bridgewater can do what he did when Drew Brees got hurt.
True. And he's worth it. I mean, to me, when you have a capable backup that can do it, I mean, they paid – when Steve Young was behind Joe Montana, they traded for him and paid him a boatload of money, almost as much as Joe Montana. They also paid – when Joe Montana left, they paid Steve Bono a boatload of money because of quality backup, especially in a league where –
You're forgetting about somebody too.
Who?
You're forgetting about a couple people from San Francisco. Elvis Gerbach.
Yeah, they drafted Elvis Gerbach, paid him a boatload of money, and then he went –
Gannon.
Yeah. I mean, well, remember, in Oakland, he was a backup. He was a backup behind some random nigga number 6 before he got the start and then led the Raiders to 3
years. He was a backup to Jeff George.
Yeah.
10-yard bounce pass, baby.
Remember, he was a backup to Wade Wilson and the Vikings in the late 80s? Holy shit.
Speaking of backups, our next team, the Cincinnati Bengals, are a backup NFL team. They took on and got obliterated by the LA Rams, and there's really not much talk about this except the fact that Akeem Talib went to bed that night 5-3 and woke up 0-8.
Oh man, I am.
Oh, and Cooper Kupp had himself a day in this game.
Oh, we got to add one more thing to this: that Andy Dalton is officially benched for the rest of the season.
On his birthday, the Bengals are like, "Happy birthday, Andy! Happy birthday, Andy! Pick up that clipboard and sit on your ass. We are starting the rookie."
Damn. Don't
you just love the shit I come up with off the top of my head?
I felt bad for old boy. That was beautiful, though. I got to give you applause for that one. But could you imagine everybody going into this game thinking they are who they thought they were? The Rams going in, becoming 5-3, everything's fine. Let's keep the lead, thinking I'm injured, but I'll be back in time to make a playoff run. Next thing you know, he's on the Dolphins. Andy Dalton's like, I might be able to make this team do a comeback. Guess what, buddy? That's not happening because you're on the bench. I don't know. So now the Tua sweepstakes are on now.
And then the Bengals didn't even trade Tyler Eifert and AJ Green. They're going to keep them in that solitude of nothingness.
Yeah. So what you got to think though? If they know the season's over, what happens when they're going to bring out AJ Green?
I don't think AJ Green sees the field this year.
Oh no, you never fucking know, man. Be dead honest with you.
I think for his sake, he should be like, "Nah, fam, I'm cool."
Yeah, I'd be like, "Oh, wait a minute, you taking
away shit. The Astros just got up another run. It's now 2-0 Houston.
What
in the bottom of the fifth.
Oh, still in the fifth. Good God, we're still in the fifth, and we started this show.
Yeah, because Max Scherzer is giving up some hits. That's why.
Scherzer. They might take that nigga out. That nigga wasn't supposed to be playing.
Remember, he had a neck injury which kept him out of Game 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, you couldn't even feel your arm a week ago.
He's pitched a beautiful game, but right now in the fifth, he's already at 96 pitches. They got to pull him.
Yeah, I don't think he can last. It's crazy. So, I mean, the Bengals are a mess. The Bengals have officially entered the Tua sweepstakes now.
It's not even a Tua sweepstakes no more.
Now it's the Hurts.
For me, it's the Jalen Hurts and the quarterback from LSU sweepstakes.
Oh yeah, the Moreau Hurts sweepstakes.
So next up, we have probably the thing that made me happiest this weekend, besides the Patriots win, is the fact that number one, the Jacksonville Jaguars mascot came out in a ghost outfit, and number two, on the big Titantron thing they were showing Sam Darnold bloopers while playing the Ghostbusters theme song. We have the Jets at Jacksonville.
Oh, Lord. The most pettiest team in the NFL, the Jacksonville Jaguars. You know what's funny about the Jacksonville Jaguars? Is why they hated Jalen Ramsey so much. I mean, the organization, like the upper management, hated Jalen Ramsey so much. They seem to have taken his pettiness and put it on display at all the games, okay?
But you know this was hilarious.
It was hilarious. No, I agree it was hilarious. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, super petty, bro. Come on now. Super petty. These dudes, like I said, they've taken pettiness to a whole new level, and I love it. I didn't say I didn't like it. I love it, okay? All right.
They're actually taking hints from the owner's other venture, All Elite Wrestling, and just being assholes to everybody.
I think that's perfect. Speaking of which, there's a wonderful thing going on. I hope you get to watch All Elite tonight.
I will download it and watch it tomorrow.
You're gonna love it, bro. You're gonna love it. I promise you. Some crazy ass shit already happened from the jump. But anyways,
so the Jaguars did their thing. Gardner Minshew got back on track, kind of. But the Jaguars just beat up on the Jets.
Oh yeah, Leonard Fournette was killing it this weekend. By the way, got to put that out there. Leonard Fournette looking back in last 2 years ago midseason form.
Next up, we have the Lions got back on track. A better team to do it than the Giants. If for some reason the Jets traded their top linebacker to the Giants, so all he had to do was just go to the gift shop and trade his jersey and put another one.
There you go.
That made no fucking sense.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. But the Daniel Jones looked good. But Matt Stafford, man, he was back doing Matt Stafford-y things.
I actually voted for him for the FedEx Air Player of the Week.
Yeah, that pass to Galladay was a thing of fucking beauty, man. Like I was, like, that's Matt Stafford that I know. Like that's
that was Matt
is.
Stafford when Megatron played there.
Yeah, and that's what I wish that they had a Megatron. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish that they had a receiver that was just a number one. Like I think an AJ Green would be bonkers in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? An AJ Green or Julio Jones. Yeah. Ooh, imagine Julio Jones in freaking Detroit.
Oh, that'd be nasty, especially with Galloway coming through. And the way Matt Patricia is building this team, it's going to be a good team in about 2 years.
Yeah, it is. It is. I think they're going to make some headway. I think they're going to end up 8-8, 9-7 this year, and I think that next year is going to be their playoff run. Or they might end up accidentally 10-6 because what's his name is slipping up.
They have that one tie.
Well, 8-7-1, but the damn Bears have slipped up. They've dropped off the face of the earth. What the fuck is going on with them?
We'll get to them in a minute.
Yeah.
So next up we have. We're gonna get to them right now.
It's like right now.
The Los Angeles Chargers are trash. The Chicago Bears are even more trash. And the Chicago Bears kicking game is the worst in the NFL, even in New England. The defense is trash, except for Khalil Mack. They just triple team Khalil Mack, and that takes away their whole fucking defense, apparently. Philip Rivers puts his whole body into a 5-yard throw.
Some of the ugliest throwing in the NFL. And that's something that they've been talking about all fucking week. That Philip Rivers is, for some reason, throwing motion has gotten worse over.
It's weird. He drops back, and you just see his whole body.
Yeah.
For a 3-yard pass.
Yeah. He starts here, right? And he goes, yeah.
Right? Basically, here's Philip Rivers' body when he starts the pass. Here's his body when he throws the ball.
Yeah.
You know what's wrong with Philip Rivers?
What's wrong?
He had 14 years of Antonio Gates, and now he has nothing.
Poor guy, but he has Keenan Allen,
who drops every other pass that actually hits his hands. I think Nelson Aguilar gave him a high five and passed on the cement hands to him.
Edward cement hands and shit, motherfucker.
The Bears supported us because we both picked the Bears to beat the Chargers because the Bears were at home. And what happened, just like in the playoffs, it wasn't Cody Parkey. They shanked the field goal at the end.
You know what's funny? On the office poll, I picked the Chargers.
Smart man. Next up, we have a game that we were opposites on, and I was the victor on this one. The Philadelphia Eagles lambasted the Buffalo Bills.
Oh God, I voted for the Bills, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
I did that in the office pool, and I regret it to this day.
I told you the Eagles were going to lambaste this team.
I didn't think it was going to be bad. I honestly swear to God thought that the Bills were going to shut down the entire offense of the Eagles, make Carson Wentz their bitch, and then somehow Josh Allen was going to score one touchdown by running for his life, and that was going to be it. 7-0. Buffalo Bills.
Josh Allen threw three interceptions. Oh, you don't want to talk about it? No, I'm just going to say this. The Eagles are still not a good football team.
Nope, not at all. Not by every stretch of the word.
The Bills do not play good against good teams. That is the problem.
Mm-hmm. I'm depressed about the game, so I needed to eat something.
Let's just say the Philadelphia Eagles got off, and the Bills did barely make a whimper in this game.
You know what really made me upset about this game is that the vaunted Buffalo Bills defense could not stop the Eagles from running on them if their life depended on it. So, which is going into the AFC, having to deal with the Patriots again, potentially having to deal with the Jets again, potentially having to deal with a team like the Texans who run the ball. Who else the playoff team that runs the ball? I can't
even like posts on Facebook. What the fuck?
Nope, can't like shit. They're like, fuck you. I was banned for a week one time. I didn't even know how to feel. I didn't even know how to feel about myself.
I had to upload everything for you.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't even know how to feel right now. Shit. I see how it is.
But the Bills' offense is bad.
It's all bad.
The defense is good. The offense is all bad.
Yeah, they don't, and they don't even have a running back that you can trust. You can't even trust him.
They cut him and he went to the Chiefs.
You can't even, but I mean, it's not like LaShawn McCoy was setting the world on fire in Buffalo anyway. So
he ain't doing shit in Kansas City.
Yeah, three good games in his entire 4-year career there.
You know why? Because about 42 of those games he was injured.
He wasn't injured for their playoff game, and they still sucked ass.
So next up,
let me tell you real quick. Bold prediction: Buffalo Bills are what, 5-2? They're going to end up 7-9.
Damn. Yeah,
and somebody's gonna get fired. But anyways, go on, sir.
Next up, we have the Seattle Seahawks got up 24-0 and almost lost to Matt Schaub and the Atlanta Falcons.
We predicted Seattle in this game.
You did. I had to pick the Falcons.
Well, I mean, you really picked Seattle in this game, but you had no choice but to pick the Falcons.
Fucking Miami, you pieces of shit.
It wasn't their fault. It's their owner's fault for making the coach tank the game. That's what it is. That's what it's all about, okay? Brian Flores' frustration simply has to do with the fact that they're making him tank, okay?
And did you hear people were mad because ESPN didn't black out his mouth when he was out there cussing? He's like, yeah, fuck you guys. Pieces of shit. It's bullshit.
I would have been pissed too. I mean, but he should have been mad at himself in Gauge 8. Anyways, that's going to be his new nickname from now on. Everybody talks about Brian Flores. His new nickname to me is Engage 8.
Anyway, this game was a lot closer than it should have been. Matt Schaub, who I thought retired, and we got to all remember that Matt Schaub is the guy who came in and replaced Michael Vick after the whole dogfighting thing. He's been in the NFL that long.
Actually, no. You got to scratch that because remember, that's not what had happened. The NFL, the Atlanta Falcons were so sure of Michael Vick being their future and Bobby Petrino being the coach of the Falcons that they traded away Matt Schaub for a next year first-round draft pick in the grand hopes that they would return, that they trusted Michael Vick, that they believed that he could do nothing wrong, that he was a hero and a pillar to the community and the people around. And then he got busted for dogfighting. And then the Texans went to the playoffs with Matt Schaub. And Bobby Petrino quit in the middle of the season. And it was all a bunch of fuckery.
But like I said, Matt Schaub has been in the NFL that long. I didn't even know he was still around until last week.
Yeah, he's actually been ever since he got cut from the Texans. What was that? 2-3 years ago?
Yeah,
he's been the second or third string quarterback in Atlanta, and that's a testament to
good on him.
Yeah, he's got a guaranteed job. He knows the system. People like him. Matt Ryan has been a testament to good health.
So you want to know how lopsided the pitching has been in this Game 7?
How bad has it been, sir?
You know, I told you Matt Scherzer had 100 pitches through 5 innings.
Yep.
Zach Greinke is now pitching the top. Well, just got through the top of the 6th, and he's only had 66 pitches.
God damn, he's just running through niggas.
Yep.
God damn, that's sick.
It looks like another Astros World Series is going to happen.
Fuck.
Dude, their pitching staff is just too fucking dominant, man.
Fuck. Yes, it's going to be on the podcast.
Speaking of dominant, I am going to hush up for a minute because I picked against them this week. Because I kind of believed in Kyle Allen, which was a mistake. The team on the other side of the ball, let Christian McCaffrey do Christian McCaffrey things. Because Christian McCaffrey things can only get that team so much. And in this case, it was 14 points to where the other team scored 51. Mr. Black, I'm going to bow out for a second, and I'm going to let you have the floor on this one.
Oh, it's my turn? Is my team a winner? Oh, yes, there we go. I got to go full screen on this one, baby. Hold on. It's my turn now. Let me go full screen. What is good? Let me holler at y'all for a second. So, the San Francisco 49ers dominated to the tune of 51-14. Nick Bosa looking like a legitimate candidate for Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year.
He needs to be drug tested.
He does not need to be drug tested. He is bigger, badder, and more beastly than any defensive lineman that I have ever seen in the last 10, 15 years. This 49ers defense is looking real 2001 Ravenish, looking real 1985 Bears-ish, looking real legitimately-ish. And the running game, Kyle Shanahan, the running game is working just like his daddy's running game. My phone's talking to me. I don't know why. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So The fact of the matter is this. Kyle Shanahan is using the same offense that his daddy did, run the ball first, pass the ball second, but also using the pass to set up the run. This Niners team is looking like the most dangerous team. Everybody was saying, oh, what happens when the 49ers play the real team? Well, we played a real team. There you go. There's your real team. They got smashed. They got beaten, victimized, and conquered by the San Francisco 49ers. That's right. I quoted a Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar line. And now you have to believe. At this point, do you believe? I was so pissed that I woke up Monday morning. I turned on Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. I turned on the First Take with Stephen A. Smith. And when I watched those shows, I now realize why I do this show. This is the reason why we did this show, because them fools never want to give the respect where the respect is due. They briefly talk about the San Francisco 49ers. They want to talk about problems with the New England Patriots. They don't want to talk about the good things the Patriots are doing. They want to talk about all the bad shit that they're doing. They don't want to talk about any important shit that involves other teams. Everything's a gossip game. With us, I give you the facts. I give you it straight out exactly how you need to see it. And the fact of the matter is that the 49ers are the best team in the NFC and possibly the NFL. And you can quote me on that.
Well, the next game we're going to talk about, I'm going to strongly disagree with you about the best team in the NFL.
Oh.
As New England Patriots did Patriot things against the Cleveland Browns. They gave up one bad play on defense, which was the touchdown, but they straight up had Baker Mayfield doing tosses into our defensive hands.
I mean,
all right, so I said this to James, and I know he agrees with me. Jamie Collins and Nick Bosa are the defensive MVPs of the season.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Jamie Collins being back in New England has been a godsend for that team.
The scary part about it is we can thank Jamie Collins, but we know who to really thank. You know who the guys got to thank? Stephon fucking Gilmore. Because if Stephon Gilmore wasn't shutting down the people's first and second receivers, Jamie Collins wouldn't be back there terrorizing quarterbacks.
Nope, he would have to be out there in coverage.
Yeah, Kyle Van Noy wouldn't be out there being able to hold down the 5 yards that's around them in order to provide coverage and sack a quarterback and pull out fumbles and run back touchdowns and all that other shit. Okay?
The funniest play in this game, though, was Nick Chubb. Oh, shit, I got an 80-yard run. Fuck, where'd the ball go?
Yeah. It ain't there no more. It ain't there no more. Man down, man down, man down.
So Cleveland put up a fight a little bit.
A little bit.
I sent a picture to James of Baker Mayfield looking real salty when OBJ gave the goat hair and cleats to Tom Brady.
Oh, and you hear he walked out of the press conference crying and shit today? Ladies and gentlemen, that was your rookie of the year last year, walking out crying like a little bitch.
Because like the San Francisco 49ers defense victimize and do everything, all that shit. The New England Patriots defense, on the other hand, humiliate.
They have people seeing ghosts. Anyways.
You know why? That's why they are called the Boogeymen.
The Boogeymen. That's right. I believe it.
You know, I'm not going to go on a long tangent here like he did, but Tom Brady was still dropping dimes for Philip Dorsett. Tom Brady, Julian Edelman is the toughest Jew in the NFL.
True.
And that's all I got to say about that.
Well, I think you know who has been also a godsend to the New England Patriots outside of Stephon Gilmore? Josh McDaniels.
Yes.
He has said, okay, we're not perfect. We're not great. We don't have top tier. We had a top tier receiver, and now we don't. And now we have a top tier receiver again. So let me dial up an offense that's just going to confuse the fuck out of everyone. And then somehow receivers that wouldn't even make the team on other teams are going to end up as number 1 and number 2 receivers for the season. I mean,
remember, Julian Edelman is a Hall of Famer.
Well, I agree with that. I agree with the Julian Edelman statement. I mean, Philip Dorsett is still young. Okay, I agree with that. All right.
He's fucking amazing, though.
Yeah, but you see that Corey, whatever the hell his name is, I can't remember.
Corey Myers?
Yeah, no, not Myers. There was a dude. He was like a fifth round draft pick.
Gunnar Oslowski?
No, he had 2 touchdowns in the last game. No, not the last game. The game before. I can't remember his name. I thought it was Corey something. But he's even having a great season. Like, you know, people don't realize what Josh McDaniels has done to make this shit happen. Like, Josh McDaniels is a fucking genius, yo.
Well, we also have to think of one other thing. And it's another player who actually was on the Saints last year, retired, came back just for New England, got cut by New England, then got re-signed by New England. Ben Watson was a major factor in this game.
Oh, best believe he was a major fucking factor. A lot of people, they got to respect that swag. Like, bruh, like, really? Like, I was really legitimately impressed. I'm impressed by the whole Patriots organization. Don't get me wrong. But I told you, the thing that impresses me is that they're able to bring in pieces. They know how to make the most out of the talent that they bring in. And every good organization, every good coaching staff knows how to do that. That is why, at this point, we really only have 8 teams that are really, truly Super Bowl contenders, right? I mean, and we can name them all. I mean, I'm not going to right now, but there's 8 legitimate Super Bowl contenders. That's it. Everybody else is pretending or first-round exits or not even going to make the playoffs. But
one of the perceived contenders, I call them a pretender. Contenders, I call them a pretender, and we'll get to them in 2 games.
Exactly. But the show must go on. What we got on deck?
Next up, we have probably in last week, I called this man an underdog MVP. Deshaun Watson made probably the play of the season. He got kicked with a cleat into the eye, adjusted his helmet, and dropped a dime for a touchdown to beat the Oakland Raiders.
Probably the literal play that defines everything that the NFL wants to convey in a message, that the toughness is still there, there's still the passing game, and there's athleticism all in one single play. Could you imagine being who did they play? They played the Raiders, right?
Yeah, the Raiders.
Could you imagine the Raiders thought they had that game locked up? They thought that game was a wrap. And then Deshaun Watson does something like that and just blows everybody the fuck away.
He spun out of his sack. He did not touch the ground. It was very close. It did not touch the ground. But while he was spinning, took a cleat to the eye.
Yeah.
His helmet was sideways. This man ran out of that sack, grabbed his face mask, turned the helmet, died.
Yep. And then ended up with a big ass welt knot right here and shit.
He had 5 stitches and a welt over his eye after the game.
Yeah, he did it. Like, you gotta love Deshaun Watson. I love Deshaun Watson.
I sang my praise for him last week.
Yeah, like he's really right now at least top 3 in the MVP to me. To be dead honest. So
just by play, yeah. And I know he won't get the looks that he should get from people, but
yeah,
for us here at Sinful Black Entertainment, Deshaun Watson is that guy.
We salute you, Deshaun.
All right, so next up, I talked about a pretender. You probably consider him a contender. But the Green Bay Packers walked into Kansas City and mollywopped the Kansas City Chiefs. Aaron Rodgers did things in this game that he hasn't done for about 5 years.
Well, when you are playing one of the worst defenses in the NFL, and their number 1 player is out with an injury, sometimes it creates the perfect storm where you can do great things, incredulous things even. This is one of those moments.
I mean, okay, Aaron Rodgers, I have issues with Aaron Rodgers, but the one play that he made that I would give him all the credit in the world for was when he was being dragged down off the back foot, launched a dime to the end zone for a touchdown. That play was beautiful.
Yeah. But here's a question I have.
Only 2 quarterbacks make that play. Mahomes and Rodgers. That's it.
Yeah. Here's something, though, I took away, though, from this game, is that this Packers defense, well, I took away 2 things. This Packers defense is either A, not as good as advertised, or B, Andy Reid's offensive coaching is phenomenal. Matt Moore looked like a fucking genius out there.
No, on that situation, I think the Packers defense is good. I think Matt Moore is playing above expectation.
But you see that his Andy Reid's offense has always been quarterback friendly. You see, he took Alex Smith to numbers that he didn't even achieve in San Francisco. Yeah, the numbers were padded, stat padded. Andy Reid to me is still one of the geniuses, and I think that Doug Peterson tries to implement that. He does. Yeah, I think he is. You see what he was able to do with Mike Vick. He had Kevin. You see, he had Kevin Cobb playing above expectations. You know what I'm saying? And so, I guess we're gonna have to figure out what if Mahomes falters through the rest of the season. I don't think he will.
If I was Andy Reid, he made the mistake with Donovan McNabb a long time ago. He made this mistake with Michael Vick. While they had knee injuries, he kept on playing them.
Yeah. Exactly.
This week coming up, the Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Minnesota Vikings, whose defense gets after the quarterback. Mahomes does not need to play this game.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, if I'm a coach, I'm sitting him out, and I'm making sure that
Andy Reid has already announced that Patrick Mahomes is starting against the Minnesota Vikings.
That's probably the worst mistake that they're going to do. This defense is going to eat this man alive, especially if he's not at 100%.
And the Chiefs' offensive line is not that good.
That's what I'm saying. I felt that they would eat him alive as it is. Now you're talking about he's still a little bit hurt, a little bit tipsy. No, this is going to be all bad.
That wraps up week number 8. We have to predict tomorrow night's game, which I already put our initials on it.
Did we talk about Hey, did we talk about the Colts game?
Yeah.
We did?
That was the game we talked about right after the Vikings game.
What was the Colts game?
We talked about Adam Vinatieri, remember?
Oh, yeah. I forgot them talking about Jacoby Brissett with another magic. The Jacoby Brissett, everybody talking about magic tricks. Jacoby Brissett had one of his own at the end of the game to get that damn kickoff. I forgot about that shit, but it's my bad. I slipped up.
65 yards downfield with no time? Yeah, he did it.
Yeah. So shout out to that.
Tomorrow night here, week 9, we have the undefeated San Francisco 49ers taking on a team who I know James is like, fuck you every time I say this. They have not beaten since 2014.
The Arizona Cardinals.
All right, so Washington just hit a solo home run. It is now 2-1 in the 7th.
All right, come on, Washington. They got to come back and win it. And if they win it, I'm going to play the Titanic music. Near, far, wherever you. Oh, my bad.
Well, people who need to remember that the Washington Nationals are not America's team. You have to remember that they came from Canada. They were once the Montreal Expos. All they did was turn the W upside down. And to tell you about the Montreal Expos, they had Pedro Martinez and Vladimir Guerrero on the same team and never made the playoffs.
Giving up too many secrets.
Sorry. I forgot people don't like to claim that a team representing the Washington state area is actually from Canada. Anyway.
Well, anyways, so the Niners are going to break Kyler Murray off something proper. That's my opinion. I think that's how that goes. Sorry. We're going to break the hex right off top.
So I'll be at a Halloween party tomorrow night. My boss is a 49ers fan, so I got to deal with 2 of you dickheads daily. So we will have the game on at his house while we're doing our thing.
Oh, that's going to be special.
We are both hoping, like me and you are hoping, that it is a 49ers Patriots Super Bowl.
Or else it's going to be a bad party. I thought you were talking about the game tomorrow. So, if the Niners lose, it's going to be a bad party for you, isn't it?
Oh, it's going to be a fun party for me.
Oh, thank you.
Because you know me, I'm going to fuck with somebody.
Well, I want the
And I have
Niners.
alcohol in my system too? Yeah.
Shame. Shame because you're not inviting me. Shame.
You live in Florida.
Airline tickets are only $80.
All right. Get on down here tomorrow. You can go to the Halloween party.
If I didn't have to be on work on Friday, I would. Anyways.
I have to be at work on Friday.
You also have a 3-hour time difference?
Not my problem. That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate the motivation. Appreciate that, sir. So since we're on that little Tivy, I have a little segment for. Oh, you haven't told me who you're going for. Niners. Niners. Okay, there you go. So we're both going for the 49ers. Now, it is time.
Actually, I'm going to pick the 49ers.
Okay. I'm about to say. So now we got to. All right, before we go, we have one segment. This is the 5 and 5, sir. I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and you have 5 minutes or less to answer the questions. These are all going to be NFL related. Are you ready?
Sure.
Wakey, hands off Snakey, sir, okay?
All right.
Damn. Question number 1. Who is the MVP this season and why? So far, if the season ended right now, who is the MVP and why?
In my opinion?
Yep.
You're asking for my honest opinion.
Yep.
My honest opinion right now, the MVP of this season and why would have to be Russell Wilson. He has carried the Seahawks offense to new levels. The running game, who does not have any big names, haven't had a big name since Marshawn Lynch, is actually effective because of what Russell Wilson brings to the table. His connection with Tyler Lockett, they complete 97% of the passes he throws to Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
Right now, Russell Wilson is my MVP.
Okay. All right. Question number 2. Who has been the biggest surprise in the NFL season so far going through week 8?
Team or player?
Team.
The Buffalo Bills. Nobody expected this team to be 5-2 after week 7. They were projected to actually be 2-5, basically, at the beginning of the season because they celebrated going 4-0 in the preseason like they just won the Super Bowl. And people want to give the Patriots shit for having a weak schedule. And they say, but the Jets, Dolphins, and Bills all have tougher schedules than the Patriots. You know why they have tougher schedules than the Patriots? Because they got to play the Patriots twice in a season. That's why they have tougher schedules than the Patriots. But Buffalo Bills have actually been a breath of fresh air this year. And I was actually worried about them. Yeah. Because I was glad they lost to Philadelphia. Because one little misstep from the Patriots would have put Buffalo in the tie for first in the AFC East.
Okay. All right, good. So, number 3, who is your rookie of the year?
The man who I just said should be tested for PEDs, his name is Nick Bosa. After seeing what he did in Washington and then swimming back to the sideline on the field to absolutely destroying Baker Mayfield when they played Cleveland to what he did this week against Carolina, Nick Bosa is hands down the defensive, in fact, all-around rookie of the year in the NFL.
Okay, all right. So question number 4, who is the biggest disappointment this season?
Well, I knew the Bengals and Dolphins were going to be shit. The biggest disappointment this year, I am going to have to go with it has honestly got to be the Chicago Bears. This team had so much upside coming into this season. They had so much. And the Nationals just are now winning 3-2. 2 shot. They're winning. They're up now. Anyway, the Chicago Bears are the disappointment of the world right now. Mitchell Trubisky looked like he had a rocket ship strapped to his ass last year, playing great. The defense looked all elite. And now the defense is TNA.
Yikes.
One big star, and the rest is nothing.
Oh. All right. Last but not least, at the midpoint this season, we have a bunch of middling pretenders, guys that are just in the middle, 4-3, 3-4, et cetera, et cetera. At this point in the season, what team do you think that can make a turnaround and make a push for the playoffs?
This one is going to be the Oakland Raiders. In a division where Kansas City has been dominant, Kansas City has some issues. We all know that they do. Kansas City has a rough schedule ahead of them, one a lot tougher than the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders have the third softest schedule after Week 8 in the NFL. The only team with any playoff potential that they play is the Kansas City Chiefs. And we all seen in the beginning of the season, they almost beat the Chiefs.
Okay.
In the first quarter, but then the Chiefs went off. But the Oakland Raiders...
But it counts, okay? It counts.
The Oakland Raiders, I believe, can hang around long enough. And with as bad as the AFC East is and the AFC South, I really can't talk about the Texans or the Colts because they're going to be there at the end.
Yeah.
But I think Buffalo falls off and Oakland actually gets that other wild card.
I actually like the Raiders pick. And I tell you why I like the Raiders pick. It's because Pittsburgh ain't shit. The Ravens are going to run away with this the North. I mean, with them running away with the North, that leaves one team. I think with Buffalo falling off, that leaves one team in the East, and I think that opens the door for the Raiders. I like that actually. That Raider pick. I like that. I definitely agree with that one. Okay, well, that is it for our Wednesday night all the way Wednesday show. We have Friday's NFL rundown, as we always do. 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. We'll get that cracking for you. This will be on the podcast, all the podcast networks starting tonight. So you'll be able to download it on your drive in the morning. So if you're catching this in the morning, I'm glad that you rode with us to the Ovatyme Sports Show. But until then, we will see you Friday. This is your boy James, a.k.a. Hollywood J. Black, signing off. That's my man Big Syn signing off as well. We see you on Friday. But until then, we out this bitch. Deuces.